Ladies and gentlemen, if you just watched that game 6 between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics, and you didn't absolutely love that game, something wrong with you. Keep it locked. Welcome everybody to another episode of the On My Hoops podcast. As always, it's your boy, John J. And man, oh man, did we just see the most insane playoff game. Oh my God, we certainly about to talk about it. But before we do, please drop a like, share, subscribe, and help a brother out, man. Help this channel out, man. Help us grow and become your new favorite channel, man. Each like is gonna help the algorithm, and in turn, it's gonna help this show get better and better. So I just thank you and I appreciate you. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a great week. Man, and also don't forget to hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Man, stay in tune. Don't forget onmyhoops.com. But man, ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all had a great week. But, oh my God, the game 6 that just went down between the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat was probably one of the best playoff games I ever seen. Boston was up pretty much the entirety of the game and found a way to blow it. Almost found a way to blow it. Some really bad play down the stretch. We've seen this time and time again. Miami Heat started coming up big in the clutch like they always do. Jimmy buckets, hitting big shots, getting to the free throw line. But Duncan Robinson missed a couple gimmies that would have clinched it for him. And then Boston head coach Joe Mazzulla tried to give it away with a challenge on, at the time, what was called a foul and a two-pointer by Jimmy Butler. But after the challenge was called, upon the review, it overturned to a three-point attempt, which ultimately gave Miami the lead and put Boston in a final shot opportunity to save their season. And if it wasn't for Derek White, it would have been over with. Derek White saved their lives tonight. It was insanity. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope to hear from you in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this game, because you see, I just can't take this cheese off my face. Like it was just insane, mind blown emoji, like boom. But yeah, man. Before I started filming this show today, I thought that maybe we would have a finals preview to bring you. You know, that maybe by now it will be ironed out. But no, hey, even better. The two best words in sports. Game 7. It is going down on Monday, and I cannot wait. Game 7 in Boston. Boston, of which is coming off another game 7 in the previous series. So I got to give the advantage to Boston at home. You know, another back-to-back game 7s. They've been facing elimination for 4 straight games now. I find it tough It's going to be tough for Miami to regain their composure after this. I know it's never been done. For a team to be down 0-3 and to come back and win the series, it's never been done before. So if this happens, this will be history. And fun fact, the only time it's ever been done it's been done in hockey plenty of times, but it's been done once before in baseball and also by the city of Boston Red Sox. So how about that? But yeah, if there was ever a time for history to be made, this is it. This is a team that should be able to do it. Momentum is fully on their side now. They won 3 straight, and they're going back home. Now, they got to be able to win at home. They've lost quite a few playoff games at home. Kind of an alarming number this season, this playoff season. But I digress on that topic. It still should be an advantage for them going back into that ruckus crowd. On the holiday, too. Memorial Day. We got Memorial Day hoops. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The basketball gods have shined down upon us and have graced us with this momentous occasion. Some barbecue and buckets. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, Game 7 should just be a barn burner, smash mouth, nothing left, everything on the line. Man, ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait for it. You let me know. But just in this game, yeah, Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum had a real strong game. Once again, mostly all in the first half, though. We've seen this movie before from him. He finished with 31 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, but I believe he had like 25 points in the first half, so definitely cooled off. Jaylen Brown, 26 points, 10 rebounds. Good to see him scoring a little bit more. On the other side, though, Jimmy Buckets, 24, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, but an off night for Jimmy Buckets, 5 for 21. And his running mate, Bam Adebayo, 11 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists, but 4 of 16. So this has been a tough shooting series for all of these guys. Jason Tatum, even though he had 31 points, he was 8 of 22 and 0 for 8 from the 3-point line. 0 for 8. As a team, Boston shot 7 for 35 from the 3-point line. A whopping 20%. They still found a way to grind out and win this game. Impressive. They shot pretty well from the free throw line, though. 29 of 34, really well, 85%. Miami won a turnover battle. Only 5 turnovers for Miami versus 12 for Boston. The rebounding was even, 47 apiece. Eight block shots for Boston, though. So this has been a really even series, even game. This was an even game. And I can't wait for Game 7, and I can't wait to see your comments. So let me know what you guys think about that. Moving along to the team that is patiently waiting for their chance at the winner of this Game 7 between Boston and Miami is the Denver Nuggets. Congratulations to those Denver Nuggets for sweeping the LA Lakers. Yes, you heard me right, and I know, a little late to the party, but they swept. Get your brooms out. got him out of there early. And congratulations just to a dominant effort from Nikola Jokic. The Joker was just insane in the series. Mr. Triple Double, and he's the playoff Mr. Triple Double. Just an amazing performance by him. And right now, those guys are just they sitting back, they waiting, they relaxing, they getting healthy. Hopefully, they're not cold. Kind of expect them to be. With the Eastern Conference going to the 7th game, I almost kind of expect the Eastern Conference to automatically get a win in game 1 of the finals just off of freshness, or cold, not being cold. After that loss, that Denver Nuggets sweep, LeBron James contemplated the end of his career. Is this it for King James? So I'm gonna be honest with you. If you ask me, I highly doubt it. I feel like as much as LeBron has insisted that his flowers be given, I find it hard to believe that he will not want his swan song season. There's also the belief of, and he's also put it out there, of him wanting to play with Bronny when he's able to play in the league. Now, mind you, LeBron did make a valid point. That's his dream, but it might not necessarily be Bronny's dream. And I get that. The kid might want to get away from his dad and, have his own legacy. What kid wants to be around their dad all the time? So that makes sense, but he's probably still going to want to at least be in the league with him, have a game against him. That's something that'll just be real cool, just for dads across the world. So, yeah, I would have to say that I don't think LeBron hangs it up. I think he got at least another year or 2 in him. But it'll be interesting to see and to monitor this offseason, that it will be talked about greatly. So, moving along from that, Uncle Shay Shay is back in the headlines again. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if y'all been paying attention to this, but Uncle Shay Shay is now into it with Kwame Brown. So, I don't know if you noticed, if you saw if you saw how it all started, but after the Lakers got swept, Kwame went on his social media. He did his thing as usual, and he had some things to say about LeBron's game. Basically, saying that most of the great players had a go-to move. LeBron does not have a go-to move. And how was he not able to get the shot off to end the game, in the series? Which, from a basketball standpoint, and that was a basketball response, there's some truth to that. And I know a lot of LeBron lovers are not going to like the sound of that. They have not liked the sound of that. But you got to admit, there is some truth to that. LeBron, yes, is the all-time leading scorer. But he's never been just a big-time shot maker. LeBron's game has mostly been predicated on being able to get to the rim. So, in that final moment when he wasn't able to get the shot off, it's a reasonable criticism from Kwame Brown. You may disagree with it. You have that right. His takes aren't always right. And you can reasonably say that from one side or the other that was right, that was wrong. You can say the LeBron signature move is getting to the rim. His signature shot is getting to the rim. That's what he was going for. Unfortunately, he just couldn't get it out. But I kind of side with Kwame on this one. LeBron is definitely one of the all-time greats, but he should have been able to at least get a shot off in that situation. Instead, he kind of just tried to bowl over everybody. And fortunately, the one knock that we've had on Denver has been their lack of defense. It came up big. Jamal Murray made a big-time defensive play, held on to that ball. He stood in there and took it, and kept LeBron from being able to get the shot off. Now, he wasn't by himself. I believe the Joker, if I'm not mistaken, was in the lane with him, but it was Murray that had his hand on the ball. So it was a great defensive effort by Denver. Without that, LeBron, I have no doubt, would have made the layup. He would have gotten the shot off. So you can say that LeBron doesn't have a signature shot and he couldn't get the shot off, or you can just chalk it up to great defense. However you look at it, the shot didn't get off and the game ended, and it was a sweep. So I don't know. Tell me about what you guys think about it in the comments. But after Kwame Brown had his comments, Uncle Shay got a hold of it on Skip and Shannon. And we all know how big of a stand LeBron stand that Uncle Shay is. And man, when I tell you that Shannon Sharpe laid into Kwame Brown on a personal level, please, if you haven't seen it, go back and look it up. Look it up, please. But Shay absolutely he took it personal. 100%. He talked about him being the biggest bust, and who is he to talk about LeBron's greatness and this, that, and the other. And hey, I love Shay. I loved I love Shannon Sharpe during his football career. I love to hear him now. I love all the success he's having. I catch his show from time to time. But we all know he goes overboard when it comes to his love for LeBron. This was a situation that Shannon could have just left alone. It did not need to be brought to light. Kwame's comments were just that. After the game, he had a little rant. This happens. He's allowed to. Guess what? He's played against MJ. Well, he's played with MJ. He's played with Kobe. He's practiced against these guys one-on-one. So, he does have some basis to speak on what the great ones do to close out games. So, it's not like what he's saying is without merit. Sometimes you just don't need to speak on certain situations. And Shannon Sharpe just got real personal with this. He called them all kind of clowns and everything. So, of course, Kwame came back with him. And it kind of floored me when he said that, thinking about it, the whole Shannon Sharpe was about to fight the whole Memphis Grizzlies team, and this is probably the reason why Ja got to carry a gun. Now that I think about it, you know what, Ja, don't be scared. Get you some mace. I thought that was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, that cracked me up. But Shay, man, it was just unnecessary, man. He ain't have to go at the kid like that. he just, we know you love LeBron, man. We get it, but come on, it's not really necessary, let the kid make it. Now you just had you another rant. You just showed the world that you more love for LeBron, that you ready to fight somebody else for LeBron after being ready to go after Ja Daddy and the whole Grizzlies organization. Chill, sit back, enjoy the life you living, money you making, celebrity status. Just enjoy it. Relax. You don't gotta comment on everything you see. Now you've just given us ammunition to just go crazy online. I mean, I guess I should say thanks, but I don't want to see you go out like that, So, come on. Speaking of somebody else that I don't want to see go out like that, everybody that know me know that I'm a lifelong Chicago Bulls fan. Some would even call me a homer. Sometimes I would call myself that. So, anytime we Bulls fans hear anything bad about our team, our current team, our old team, glory years team, any of that, it kind of hit us a certain way. We kind of take it personal. But when it comes from within, from somebody that was on the team, it was like, what's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, Scottie Pippen is at it again. And the headline grabbing quote, and if you haven't seen the interview, it was on Stacey King's Give Me the Hot Sauce podcast. It was a really good interview. I will say it was a really good interview. But the headline grabber that everybody is reacting to is he says MJ was a horrible player. Yeah, I know. Go ahead. React. Now, here's the thing. We Scottie is kind of almost turning into that guy where it's like, that's Scottie. He running his mouth again. He trying to sell a book or something. Whatever he got going, that's just Scottie being Scottie. And as a matter of fact, I believe he was selling something. I can't remember what it was, so my bad. But in context, what he was saying was, before we got there, before the team was built, before he got there, before Phil Jackson got there, he was saying MJ was a horrible player. He was a selfish player. He only cared about the numbers. He didn't care about winning. I don't think that is a hater reaction. I think that is a reasonable characterization. A reasonable stance. Before Scottie got there, before Phil got there, it was just stats. The Bulls weren't winning. Now, MJ did have some injuries. I mean, he missed his entire year 2, year 3. But I mean, I'm not mad at him for saying it. Basically, he did mention that things changed once they became a team. I mean, that's evident in the fact that they started winning and didn't stop at that point. So, yes, Scottie pretty much is usually hating. But I mean, that is defendable in this case. The the stuff about being a bad teammate, we've heard that before, time and time again. I'm not going to argue that because I never met the guy, but that's probably the case. From everything we've seen, who likes to be talked to in the way that MJ was portrayed to? But in my opinion, that is not, or it never was a factor in the GOAT debate. He was never the GOAT because he was a good person. I mean, that doesn't change what we saw on the basketball court. The end result. Was MJ a great teammate? Probably not. If his teammates are saying that he wasn't, then it's probably likely that he wasn't. But that was never the justifier in us calling him the GOAT. It was the end result. It was what we saw on the court. It was the amazing feats that he did. It was the undefeated finals record. And yes, that is a team stat, but guess what? I mean, you need the team to become the GOAT. No individual player is going to get there on their own. That's just how it happens. Teams help MVPs become MVPs. This is just what it is. This is the nature of how the game is played. So I get that. But I don't care if MJ was a great teammate. The biggest stars, the biggest companies, the best names, in this case, the GOAT, you have to be a shark sometimes to get to these feats. A passive player is not going to be the GOAT. It is a conscious effort. Hey, I'm going to be an absolute killer under any circumstance. So, I mean, it kind of takes for you to be a bad guy to be the best ever. Because can't nothing hold you back. These are the guys that say they would embarrass their mothers on the court. It just is what it is. They're warriors. We don't care if they're good people. We do, off the court, they need to be good people, but that is not a justifier in the GOAT debate. This is an on the court argument, basically. Off the court, I'm not defending the man. But I've heard all kinds of stories that the man's a straight up jerk. So I'm definitely not defending him off the court, So, I don't know. It is what it is. I'll be interested. Let me know your guys' comments, how you feel about this story. And is Scottie just being Scottie and hating once again, like always? Y'all tell me. So, before we get out of here, we'll go over some more headlines. So after game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics, Jimmy Butler was fined $25,000 for not making his media availability after the game. Austin Reeves is expected to price himself out of the Lakers this coming off season. James Harden is expected to possibly get $200 million in his next deal. And police say Ja Morant is okay. They say he's fine after conducting a welfare check this past Wednesday after Ja had left some cryptic messages on social media, ending with bye. This was definitely an interesting one, and I'm glad to know he was okay. Those messages were later deleted. And it appears that the Milwaukee Bucks are zeroing in on their guy, Adrian Griffin. Adrian Griffin, a former Bulls assistant coach. Lastly, was an assistant for the Toronto Raptors. Also, father of Atlanta Hawks rookie this past year, Adrian Griffin Jr. So, congratulations, Adrian Griffin. The deal is almost done. It may be done by the time this goes up. So, congratulations, Milwaukee Bucks and Adrian Griffin. You know, I'm always in favor of another brother getting a coaching job. I'm feeling that. It's reported that Nick Nurse had actually pulled out of the job, which opened the door for Adrian Griffin, for Milwaukee to just go ahead and zero in on him. So, big shout out. Congratulations and best of luck. And last but not least, Yao Ming. It's one of the last international number one picks that kind of changed the game for the sport of basketball. In a year that Victor Wembanyama is coming out, just looking back on Yao Ming's impact and what he did, he carried a whole nation on his back. But Yao Ming has stepped down as head of the Chinese National League. If you hadn't realized, he had held that role since 2017. So, yeah, Yao Ming. Let's see what's the next chapter in his storied career. My last word of the day. I gotta show big love, big shout out to the original Melo. When you ask the kids now who Melo is, they go with LaMelo Ball. But before him, it was Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony, for a nice little time, was one of my favorite players in the league. That man didn't get as much love as he should have. One of the best players this league has ever seen. A top 10 all-time scorer right now today. Multiple scoring championships. Outscored LeBron in a rookie year. A national title winner with Syracuse. Rookie of the year. An all-time great, man. The legendary Carmelo Anthony retires this week. And I know he probably not going to see this, but regardless, I just want to make sure you know how much I loved watching you and respect you. I appreciated everything you did. Ring or not, you were still one of my all-time favorite players. So I appreciated your career. And at no point can I say that you didn't give it your all, and I appreciated that. So, Melo, I still wish you would have signed with Chicago, though. You might have that ring, but I digress. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please drop a like, share, subscribe, man. Hop in them comments. Oh, and don't forget to hit that bell. Turn on that bell to turn on your notifications, so every time we drop a new show, you will know about it. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to drop another show right after Game 7 so we can have that finals preview officially. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all for showing up, checking out the show. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Have a great holiday. And yeah, man, I see you when I see you. From the On My Hoops podcast. I love you.